Good evening. Welcome to the crap show. I mean, just kind of crazy. Just trying to keep up with the news. I almost thought before I spoke to you again that we possibly might see war, but that didn't happen yet. Luckily, I don't know what really is going on over there in Ukraine. Um, I see things, and I understand that uh, any information I get, regardless, is secondhand, and most of it's probably propagandized one way or another. But it almost seems to me like even the president of Ukraine don't understand why the U.S. and I guess UK or whoever sees such an imminent situation. It's really interesting, and that's in the headlines tonight. A bunch of back and forth. I did upload yesterday or last night, I guess, as I'm sure many of you saw, the video from the People's Convoy. I find, I'll tell you what, there is a lot of interesting stuff going on in Telegram. I've got it open here, and a lot of the rooms, especially over the course of the last day or two, have ran into a bunch of problems, and admins in the room, whoever's in control of the majority of these rooms, are locking them down so that nobody can talk. Even the Illinois room at this particular time is locked down. Nobody can talk. The state lead, whoever it was that was the state lead earlier today, was just removed. No explanation as to why or anything else. Just a lot of shady looking stuff going on with no explanations at this point. But this is just the staterooms. Now, the staterooms don't necessarily have a direct affiliation with the main group. And I have talked a little bit with one of those that I do believe is associated well with the main group. And all I did was basically confirm that the Illinois group wasn't one that they knew was okay. I thought it was, because it seemed like there were individuals in the group that were really on the ball and getting things organized and worked out pretty well. I don't know what's going on, but it is what it is, and that's why I'm there. I'm there to see what's going on, and I'm going to report on what I see. I can't say anything super bad about the main group. It is what it is. This is the advice that I would give to people that would be interested in joining up with a U.S. convoy. Look around, find as many different groups as you can, watch as many different groups as you can, find the one that fits most with how you feel and seems, well organized and, on the up and up. I would say I would be hesitant of any group that very first and foremost hits you up for donations. I would be leery of a group like that. Of course, there's going to be donate links. Pardon me. And donations are going to be needed, but make sure that it's legit. Pardon me. Now I can't tell you 110% that I'll put my name on this I can't do that. I can't do that for any of these groups. But they do have that website up that I posted in the description of that video that I posted last night of Brian Brazzi and Mike Landis. In the description of that is the link to their website. They do have a donation capability there. So I have not heard them really pushing for it or anything like that, but all this is new. So I'm just going to be keeping a close eye on stuff. But again, like I said, my advice is to take a look around, find whatever group just fits you right, and like I say, it seems like they're on the ball. They're actually doing something. There are a lot of these groups, a lot of them. Hang on. Anyway, there are a lot of these groups, so like I say, just look around. I have a feeling that there's going to be quite a few of them that aren't quite so on the up and up. So you just got to use discernment, you know. There's another group on YouTube or another page or what have you that's using the People's Convoy name, but it's not these guys. So I know I was looking at that earlier today a little bit. So you have to be, you know, real careful on this stuff. Now, right before I went live, and it was part of the reason why I was like a minute late, is because Pat King was just live, and I was watching what he had to say, and I want to take you to that. I want to play that now, so you can hear what he had to say. He had a pretty important message to get out there. There's, like I say, there's war on all fronts, and it's from every direction, whether it's in these you know, Telegram rooms or whatever, whether it's the stuff happening with Pat, just all over. There's gonna be a lot of battles with this because there's a lot of really big important businesses and individuals that the last thing they want is a woke people and people that no longer want their quote unquote help. Anyway, here's Pat King. Let me turn this audio back up.
Hey guys, we got a quick one out here for you all right now. Just been informed that while the counter protesters were involved, there were groups of them going around giving letters out saying that the convoy needs to move. They made an agreement. It's a lie. It's a lie. Break, 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 break. Get this out everywhere. Get this to every person out there. Just come down from the top. They've gone out and spread letters to the truckers. Truckers, in your trucks, do not move. Do not leave. There is no letter going out. There is no letter going around. This was part of the counter-protesters shit. What they did, it's all a lie. Do not leave Ottawa. Do not back your trucks out. Do not leave the residential areas. You are good to go. Stand your ground. That's it. That's all. Stand your ground. Stand your ground. Hold the line, you guys. Counter-protesters went out. They passed out letters. They acted like they knew what was going on. They acted like they knew what was happening. And they acted like participants in this. They weren't. It was part of the counter-protest. Do not believe it. Ladies and gentlemen, the more people that I find in these chats, that I see these rumors that are saying that everybody was told to leave, everybody was told to walk, and that they're leaving, and when I catch your little chats and the conversations as I go through them, I will be blocking you. You will be banned from the page. I'm done with the rumors. I'm done with the bullshit. Everybody needs to get this message out right away. Do not read that letter. That letter is a false flag letter. They're trying to use the counter-protesters to push you out. Hold the line. Hold the line. 100% do not move. Do what you got to do. Yes, the one with Tamara's letter's name on it. Yes, the one with Tamara's name on it. It's a lie. It's just been passed down. I just got it. You guys, they're working hard, man. To the truckers out there, good job not leaving yet. Do not, I repeat, do not move. Hold your ground. Do not leave Ottawa. Do not walk away. Do not pull your trucks out. Stand your ground. I need this shared out everywhere. Stand your ground. That's the whole point of those counter-protesters, was to create a distraction. So while they had you all distracted, they were running around telling everybody that we had an agreement that we were leaving. You're not leaving. Do not leave. Do not leave. I'm telling you right now, I'm going to repeat it and repeat it and repeat it. You are not to leave. I understand, Doug, that Windsor got hit hard. Somebody called in a bomb threat. When the bomb threat was set, that put a bunch of things in motion. That had to be done by their guidelines, their stipulations. Do not give up the line, you guys. Do not. Hold your ground. Stand firm. Tamara would never back out of this. Trust me. Trust me when I say this, guys. We are a tight-knit group. We are a communicating group. We are holding the line for a reason. Do not, I repeat, do not back down. Why doesn't Tamara come out and say that? Because Tamara is holding her line with everybody else. The politics that poor woman is under is incredible. So just trust me when I say this. This orders came from where they needed to come from. Do not move. That's it. That's all. Guys, they're going to attack you from every direction. They're going to come at you from every angle. They're going after your character. They're going after your loved ones. They're going after your cell phones. They're going after everything they can. Do not back down. Trust me. Hold the line. The politicians are hitting the floor tomorrow. Wait till you see what they're about to say. Hold that line.
Alrighty, so like I say, that just came out from Pat King up in Canada. Crazy stuff going on, and I would expect that we're going to have plenty of that right here once things get going more, and already we're starting to see it. Wow, there's just so much that has kind of went on as far as movements. I don't have any headlines just brought out like I had been having. I just figured I would just run through them since I'll be covering from Sunday on up to today anyway. But there have been substantial moves when it comes to this situation in Ukraine. And again, there's a lot of substantial movement when it comes to this convoy situation. I would say both up in Canada as well as here. I'm sure you know that they had the, I call it the Windsor Bridge the other day, and that's incorrect, the Ambassador Bridge in Windsor. And they had it essentially blocked off. And supposedly the protesters are cleared now, but the last that I was watching, it didn't look like it was just like open traffic. Hell, it looked like the cops were blocking traffic. But it seemed to be dwindling down at that time. So if there's anything more planned there, I have no idea. But that's where that's at. And I do believe they're still holding the line at Coots. I think they still have that. So, and of course Ottawa at this point. Don't know what's going to happen. I have my fears, of course, especially after what happened with Lavoie. But we'll see. All we can do is see how this plays out. As long as those drivers and the majority of the people down there stay peaceful, stay respectful, they've kind of got the government by the balls. But they have to stay peaceful. They have to stay respectful. They have to watch what they say. And there's going to be a lot of agitators. There's going to be a lot of inside operatives. There's going to be a lot of craziness go on. And today, a lot of that kind of came to the surface, it seemed, from Pat. So earlier this morning, there was other issues going on. So it's going to happen. It's going to happen. But anyway, let me go ahead and jump on over to the headlines. I'll get those out of the way. Make it a somewhat easy night for a Sunday. And get the hell out of here. Let's see. Oh. I take it the doggo is being ornery again. Yep, I hear her now. Kid, hang on. That is the honoriest dog. Alright, starting with Friday's news here. Declassified document accuses CIA of bulk collection of data on Americans. Like, as if we didn't know that. Only vaxxed Amazon workers can receive paid COVID leave, remove masks. Number of Americans who can find Ukraine on a map revealed. Aren't you excited? I can. Macron wants to bend Ukraine over, says Klimkin. Well, that all of Ukraine or just some particular people, or, I mean, because it's going to make a difference on time, you know. Logistics, that's all got to be planned out. Pentagon unsure about key detail in raid that killed ISIS leader, says the media. Hell, the Pentagon's probably unsure about the whole damn mission. U.S. greenlights sale of F-15 jets to Asian nation. NASA worried about Starlink Gen 2 deployment. Hang on. There we go. Let's see. Ice fishing leads to prostitution, according to an Ohio mayor. And I had no idea about this, so I have decided that I'm going to take up ice fishing because, I don't know, I want to see where it leads. Biden reveals World War fears. Police used force, including tasers, against thousands of pregnant women, says the media. Cost of food, shelter, and fuel in the U.S. continue to soar. UK economic growth compared to World War II levels. Australia declares koalas an endangered species. NATO decides whether to deploy more troops close to Russia, says media. And again, this is Friday. Ebola persists in survivors' brains for years, re-emerging to spread and kill, says a study. Dun dun dun. Iran reveals expectations about Vienna nuclear talks. EU pitches 150 billion euro plan to rival China in Africa. Death toll spikes in war-torn country after UN exit, says reports. Hang on a sec. U.S. tells Canada to stop trucker protest at the border. That's kind of crazy how they, want to have control over what happens at the northern border, but the southern border, they're just kind of like, well, I guess they want them both to flow freely. I guess that's the same. Let's see. Private space company sorry for NASA satellite's destruction. U.S. nuclear-capable bombers arrive in the UK. So again, this is just more kind of building up to what's going on over there. China failed to meet U.S. trade deal terms, says a report. Former BBC reporter kidnapped by the Taliban, says ex-Afghan VP. App will track users' eyes to make sure they watch ads. Yay. Russia could invade during the Olympics, says the U.S. Well, they could. They could have invaded during the Super Bowl, too. But did they? I don't know. Super Bowl, I don't think is quite over, but I doubt it. Mysterious illness hurts diplomats' morale, says the U.S. I think if anything happens over in Ukraine, it's going to start out with a U.S.-sponsored false flag. Just saying. 5 cops injured while rescuing baby during a shootout. University's top donor withdraws support over ridiculous COVID rules. A crypto exchange puts its virtual riches into real-world stuff. Top diplomat outlines Russian frustration. Microsoft sued over Halo music. Finland makes massive military investment with the U.S. Google to face fines in Russia on monopoly charges. Sorry, I have to keep clearing my throat. I think it's coffee. I'm almost completely done with the coffee. Let's see. Most Americans deem Biden presidency a failure, says a CNN poll. This wasn't Fox News or nothing like that. This was a CNN poll. Universities demand staff disclose ties to Jewish and Israeli groups, says reports. Top German court rules on challenge of vaccine mandate. Again, we're still on Friday. Russia counting on China, says Moscow. Biden confuses Afghanistan and Ukraine. And he probably confuses number 1 and number 2 as well, but doesn't matter. He wears Depends. Let's see. U.S. moves to thaw $7 billion. Damn frog. $7 billion in frozen Afghan funds. Prince Andrew was sex pest, says his masseuse, or a masseuse. I can't, well, it says former massage therapist, so apparently he was a little kinky. Paris braces for freedom convoy. Patient dies from very rare disease in the UK. Switzerland rules on swastika ban. U.S. Senator compares freedom convoy to Joe Rogan. Okay. Russia frustrated after 9 hours of failed negotiations. Ontario declares state of emergency over trucker protest. Again, this is Friday. They're still there. Flash drive shortages ahead after major chip disaster. WHO predicts COVID pandemic acute phase end date. Russia-UK relations risk going below zero, defense minister warns. Christmas parade massacre suspect pleads not guilty. Israel evacuates diplomatic staff from Ukraine. Let's see. FDA delays meeting on COVID vaccines for kids under 5. UK government tells Britons to leave Ukraine immediately. A kidnapped journalist released in Afghanistan. A biohybrid fish built into test synthetic heart cells. U.S. describes what Russian invasion of Ukraine would look like. Probably had little cartoons too, flashcards. Or hell, who knows? Maybe they got all fancy and did a PowerPoint. Putin to speak with Biden. Date of Russian invasion announced by Bloomberg, and I'm glad they know, because, I mean, I guess they had a meeting with Putin, and, ridiculous. Russia reacts to new U.S. troop deployments in Europe. A judge orders truckers to end U.S.-Canada border blockade. Again, this is still on Friday. Let's see. Court order says dad and others in the home must be vaccinated for him to see his son. How do you like that? U.S. sends message to Ukraine. EU not evacuating staff from Ukraine. A U.S. central bank conducts hypothetical recession drill. Why don't they, conduct a hypothetical I'm a billionaire drill and forget to take it back out? Israeli officer to be stationed in Arab country in historic first. Mayor urges censorship of violent music. Yay, and we're to yesterday's news now. Yay. Gonna be a quick night, especially for a Sunday. Oh well. I don't have much really to report on. I mean, as far as from me, stuff to really talk about. I've been keeping an eye on everything, but I really don't know anything more to tell anybody than what I knew before. So, one of those hurry up and wait kind of things. Like I say, there's a lot of craziness in these rooms. I have no idea what's up. Interesting message. Apparently, they're claiming that that's the only Illinois channel that's verified. And again, I spoke. Hang on, let me get a screenshot of this. 1 second. Sorry. Save it to the desktop. Works for me. Okay. Let me drop this. Hopefully. Oh, wrong image. Hang on. Let me get my head out of my butt. No, I just got to be able to get to it. There we go. I got too much crap on my desktop. Okay. Sorry. Here's the thing. If there's imposters or something like that, I want to get to the bottom of it. Plain and simple. I want to get to the bottom of it. And that's the best way I know to do it. Put everything out there on the table, and, you put light on everything and you'll find out the truth. But you got to shine light on all sides and the whole 9 yards. So anyway, figured that might be of interest to them. Sorry. Continuing on. We're to yesterday's news. Let me have a vape. California bill would make vax mandatory for employment. China gives green light to Pfizer COVID pill. Pacific nation to host U.S. embassy after 3 decades, says media. China rebukes tool of U.S. hegemony. Tesla says its new hypercar will be able to fly. Well, that's cool, but make sure that this one's not as easy to burn. Soros buys stake in Tesla killer startup. Bank freezes Freedom Convoy donations. Now, this is Canada's TD Bank, and it's talking about like 1.4 million or something or another. I don't know for sure anything. I don't know. Uh-oh. Huh. The Freedom Convoy. Give Send Go for the Freedom Convoy is gone. Gone. Give Send Go is now frozen. Wow. That is insane. Well, now, hang on. GiveSendGo.com. And there's a redirect put on the page for GiveSendGone.wtf. So in other words, apparently somebody I would suspect hacked GiveSendGo, and that's crazy. And it redirects to a web page called GiveSendGone.wtf. Huh. I am telling you, there are so many wars on so many sides. It's unbelievable. This is huge. This is absolutely huge. Like I said, I can go back to that page and it says, oh, that's gone. Okay. I wonder what happens if I click on campaigns. Because sometimes it's just a, yeah. Okay, hang on. It still shows up here. Let me check a different. Yeah, see, that's there. For some reason, the Adopt-A-Trucker's there, right? But the Freedom Convoy one that was there doesn't come up. The one that was up to last I knew it was right around 9 million. I guess. So for whatever reason, that does not load up. Well, it says right here, 9.3 million was raised. But if you click on that, that's what you get. And if you just try to go to GiveSendGo.com, it redirects you to GiveSendGone.wtf. Very interesting. So if you're trying to find it, try to go to GiveSendGo.com/campaigns. That'll bring you to this page. This page here. For whatever reason, trying to go just to the home page, somebody hacked their page. They probably did an SQL injection, hacked the page, and put a redirect on the home page. In order to go to this other website. So probably won't take them real long to get that cleared up once they get it figured out what happened, but they're going to have to secure their database and whatnot. So I do see when you go there, it says here raw donation data for Freedom Convoy 2022 in CSV format. Now I'm not going to click on that. I don't want nothing to do with it. But it sounds to me like they're doxing people that donated to that. Now, again, in order for them to do what I'm talking about, in order to put that redirection, they had to somehow inject the database. And they could have most definitely gotten that information out of the database. So, like I say, if you try to click on that particular one, it's gone. So that information might be corrupted, gone. It's hard to say. Anyway, sorry I spent so long on that. That's just crazy. I mean, wars on all fronts, on all levels. It's insane. Oh, hang on. Okay. So yeah, that's really, really nuts. Hang on a second. Okay. Sorry. All right, so we're on yesterday's news. We'll get back to our job here. Why don't I do my damn job? I've got one job and I suck at it. All right. Okay, so I did cover that. NATO doesn't want peace, says Russia. I don't know whatever gave them that thought. Media outlets name another Russian invasion date because, like I said, they know. They know. They know before Putin knows. By the way, from anonymous sources. Let's see. UK sanctions plan disclosed. Founder shuts down platform that sold Dorsey's tweet as an NFT. I'm sure you're all deeply affected by that. Putin names who he believes escalated Kazakhstan unrest. US-UK need a war at any cost, says Russia. I would say that's probably pretty accurate. Dismissed Deltacron variant could be real. Russia pulls diplomats from Ukraine. U.S. school cancels traditional dance over gender inclusivity, says the media. See, I said it. Let's see. U.S. removes non-emergency embassy staff from Ukraine. Police intercept freedom convoy headed for Paris. Again, this is yesterday's news. City authorities mull tax on empty houses. Sorry. Okay. Zoo comes up with a novel way to name cockroaches, and it's probably the same way I've heard of others on Valentine's Day. You can name a cockroach after an ex. So, yeah, romantic, isn't it? Owner tells Ben & Jerry's to stay out of debate on Israel sales. Canadian truckers defy court injunction and maintain border blockade. That's the one at the Ambassador Bridge. And again, yesterday's news. All UK troops to leave Ukraine. Thousands of protesters swarm Australian Parliament. So this is global. I hope to see the U.S. getting up and doing something. Explosion in eastern Ukraine, says reports. You know, I kept hearing that the U.S. had the border blocked up there by Windsor and the Ambassador Bridge. But I seen a couple of pictures come out, but I personally didn't see video or a bunch of pictures or anything like that, and really hadn't heard anything more of it. So I don't know. I kind of have my doubts that that's necessarily true. We'll see. Maybe they're tightening down. They are really tightening down. AI could already be slightly conscious, an expert claims. No, thank you. Possible link between COVID vaccines and menstrual disorders prompts investigation. You mean possibly the same things that people were talking about a while back and getting in trouble for? No. U.S. pulls National Guard out of the Ukraine. Apple admits unwanted tracking. Russia warns U.S. against propaganda campaign. 12 major U.S. cities broke murder records in 2021, says a senator. U.S. nuclear reactors contain fake parts, a watchdog finds. And I hope that makes you feel real comfortable at night. And this is as they use the word, a widespread problem. So now remember this, in an airplane, even as long as it's like a GA aircraft or whatever, even if it's only room enough for you're one person, you have to use special approved parts. Even every single nut and bolt, every single wire tie, everything has to be approved, right? And the same is supposed to be true for nuclear reactors. Well, you get in a lot of trouble. I mean, a lot of trouble if you fake an airplane part. And I'm having a real hard time understanding how they're having a widespread problem when it comes to replacement parts for nuclear reactors. How many companies are out there making parts for nuclear reactors? I mean, is it really a big copycat problem over in China that, somebody cloning nuclear reactor parts? This is just insane. I don't get it. Something just doesn't add up with that. Putin-Biden call has ended. Let's see. U.S. nuclear submarine violates Russian waters, says Defense Ministry. New Zealand uses unusual tactics to flush out anti-mandate protesters. Russia's ultimatums, a loaded revolver, says Ukraine. Still on yesterday's news. Candidate slammed for shooting at opponents in an ad. Ukraine's president asked West to share evidence of alleged Russian invasion. Biden is rooting for Russia to invade Ukraine, Tulsi Gabbard says. Well, yeah, he is. Putin and Macron discuss Ukrainian crisis. Civil servants taught banned diversity training, says the Telegraph. Police crack down on Freedom Convoy protesters. Hang on. Oh, the ones in Paris. I was trying to remember which ones. The ones in Paris. Let's see. Still on yesterday's stuff. Liberal comedian compares Canadian PM to Hitler. Russia reveals details of Biden-Putin call. Let's see. Ahead of Valentine's Day. Now, I want you all to remember this. Ahead of Valentine's Day, lovers are advised to wear masks during sex. No word about condoms, so you can let the condoms slide, no pun intended, this time, but you better have your masks on. Just saying. Half of Canadians say Trudeau not up to the job, says a poll. No. Rapper who was pardoned by Trump is shot. Ukraine's U.S. lobbying army is exposed. Let's see. U.S. responds to claim of submarine in Russian waters. Didn't do nothing. UK Defense Secretary assesses possibility of Russia invasion. We are to today's news, and I gotta have a sip of coffee. I think it might just be my last sip. That sucks. Indeed it was. Good vape. Oh, let's see. Okay, now to the news I started putting out this morning, and we'll wrap up this Sunday. Australia shuts down embassy. Russia enjoys $65 billion windfall as oil rallies. Migrant rights activists clash with police. That was in Poland. EU banks get Russia warning. Museum security guard under investigation for drawing eyes on painting. He wanted to Picasso it. Booking.com fires thousands via video message. Nice and personal. U.S. braces for wave of cyber attacks, says the media. Or at least, let me correct that headline. U.S. says they brace. I expect this. I don't know what to tell you to watch out for. That's the crazy thing. I have no idea. There is just so much. There's no shaky ground anywhere right now. And it's, I won't say that I'm concerned or anything like that. But, you just have to tread carefully. You know, keep your head on a swivel, tread carefully, and, take it one day at a time. EU country has another beef with China. EU-Russia orbiter captures picture of Mars surface etched by dust devils. Auto workers could lose millions in wages amid trucker protests. They're going to blame everything they can on the protests. A passenger plane diverted from Ukraine over airspace closure speculation. 65 years on, the battle for justice for I'll never get this right. Thalidomide survivors continues. Apparently it was some nasty stuff that, was approved and highly recommended. That never happens. Museum returns painting looted by Nazis 71 years ago. Russia continues stockpiling Forex reserves. Ukraine bans another independent TV channel. It wasn't us. Global insurance companies to stop insuring aircraft for Ukrainian airspace flights, says an airliner. Car maker recalls thousands of vehicles amid fires in parked cars. Let's see. China's top chip maker profits soar despite U.S. sanctions. U.S. says Russia should resolve tensions. I love that. They should resolve the tensions. The ones we're causing. We don't give a shit about sanctions. Sorry, I'm just reading the headline. Says a Russian envoy. I'm sure they really don't. Trump allied to send aid to Canadian truckers. He's going to send them a bunch of free pillows. I'm not kidding. Clinton campaign paid tech firm to link Trump to Russia, says court filing. Which, by the way, I really do kind of want to get a couple of those pillows for me and Jen. I'm not a fan of the guy at all, but I hear he makes a damn good pillow. I've never tried one. Police arrest protesters who remained at U.S.-Canada bridge. Ukraine takes Germany to task over hypocrisy. A court rejects Manson family's murder parole bid. Manson family murderers parole bid. Something like that, yeah. Ukraine clarifies if cutting Russia off from SWIFT is on the U.S.-EU sanctions list. None of that really matters if they go into a world war, and I keep saying that. Tear gas and arrest. Freedom convoy protest come to Europe. And that was, I think they might have talked about different cities, actually. Jon Stewart warns Joe Rogan's critics. A U.S. can't name Russian invasion date, but it could be any day now. North Korea in phase of provocation, U.S. says, after Asian allies meeting. James Blunt offers to help break up the protests. Yeah, he has allowed them to play his music to run them off. Poll shows how many Americans want U.S. to fight Russia. Biden speaks with Zelensky as U.S. warns of war. First black Alabama federal judge pans Biden's diversity SCOTUS pick. U.S. halts avocado imports over drug cartel threats, says reports. So if you're into like avocados, you might be wanting to buy them up real quick. Voters pass near total ban on tobacco ads. Ukraine requests international meeting over tensions with Russia. Defund the police is dead, Pelosi declares. Let's see. Zelensky asks Biden to visit Ukraine. Yay, we're getting there. Police arrest last protesters at U.S.-Canada border. Traffic set to resume. And that's the one at the Ambassador Bridge. Poland says it braces for possible influx of Ukrainian refugees. Oligarchs flee Ukraine, says reports. CNN host scolds Biden. I wonder if Mexico is going to take all the American refugees. I'm just curious. Oh, that's it. That's all the headlines. Okay, well, I'm going to sneak the hell out of here then. And relax the rest of this evening. So I highly suggest you do the same. There's plenty of stuff to be watching, that's for sure. So anyway, I am going to get out of here. I hope you all have a good evening. God willing, we'll be back tomorrow. We'll do it again. Hope to see you then. As always, God bless you. We love you. Be one with your spirit. And shalom.